do the pain and sacrifice and struggle of trying to get my phone to set up properly. This is about to take like a... Come on. I know it wants to. Buddy. Dude, this is actually going to get so annoying. We did it. Okay, so after all that struggle, what's up everybody? Well, I'm just doing a front diff swap on the h10, the Vanquish h10 optic. So that's really all there is to it. I have quite a bit already out. I have upper links taken off, and driveline disconnected, servo disconnected. Currently trying to actually get the diff cover off. So shouldn't be too hard. Unless there's something else connected. Should be able to just pull. Oh, I see. So I guess on the H10, to pull the front diff, you have to loosen one of your bottom or your upper. Sorry, I have the bottom links undone. It's the upper links that I don't have done because you don't need to. But I guess one of your bottom links need to be loosened because they dig into, and I was unscrewing the wrong one. Woo! Got one person watching, better than none. I think it would be pretty awkward if I was sitting here talking all by my lonesome. So alright, there we go. Oh my gosh. So it did this to my last one too. So now we need to pull the axle shafts. Shouldn't be too hard. And dig some of this dirt out of the screws. My dad just texted me, he's like, you need to come to a complete stop first before you go switching gears in a rift. I can't text him back because I'm trying to grow the channel. Plus, I already kind of know that you need to be in a stop, but even at a stop, it would not switch properly. So yeah. I'm gonna flip this over real quick. I'm completely talking to myself right now. It feels awesome. It's okay though. We don't need people. People need us. You know? Okay, are these all the same? Yes. So we can all stick those all together. I think the rear diff is way easier to pull than the front. So I'll do a quick rundown. So if you're going to pull the diff in an H10, first thing, so with the rear diff, you can just unscrew the back where they link on the axle of the rear axle. You can unscrew the two screws that hold your bottom links in, And then you should be able to just angle it and unscrew everything, or you can just take the whole axle out. But for the front, I took off my bottom front links, and then there's a screw. You have to take off all the screws that sit right here on the diff. Take those out, and then there's a screw that sits right here for one of your upper, or wait, no, hold your shock in place. There's a screw that holds your shock in place, which connects into the diff. You can see it right there. Connects into the diff and holds that in place. So you gotta take that screw, loosen it out so it's not connected. Made this easier on myself. You want to unscrew this end of the servo link, and then also take out all the screws that hold in your the knuckle of your H10 axle. And once that is all nice and done, you should be able to pull them out just enough to make sure you can pull that diff out. So now that you got your diff out, you can see that she's a little shredded up. Ain't as bad as my original, but still enough to need a new one. If I can find my grease, which I have no clue where I decided to put, right in the bottom of my pocket. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna grab your new diff, take that out of the bag. Is this my new one? Oh no, this is the bad one. This is the one that decided to go, you know what? I'm done living. And it decided to blow up. So, you're going to get the actual diff that is good. The diff should come with the pinion or the ring gear, as you can see. You're going to go ahead and unscrew. If you are going to switch the ring gear, I think it's called the ring gear. It could also be known as a pinion too. Don't hold me against it. I know a lot about RCs, but I'm still decently new to it. So I'm just going off what I know. I've heard people call it a ring gear, I believe. But you want to take out, make sure there's no metal left over either. Because if any metal gets in there, it will be more than happy to mess up your day. And you're going to have to do it again. And you do not want to do that, because these diffs are not cheap. Built Vanquish tough, baby. So once you're done, I'm just using my finger because I'm in my Carhartts. These are my work pants. So I'm just taking my finger, and I'm not scared of no grease or anything. So just take your finger or a paper towel, something you can easily get everything out with. And then, so this is my new one. Oop. Brush my fingers off. This is the new one, and this is the old one. They look about the same, even though one is done. I would prefer to just swap both the diff and the gear, or the ring gear, pinion, whatever you would like to call it. Make sure when you put everything back together that you do grease it up, because I've made the mistake of doing that before, and let me tell you, I have never not greased something again. So make sure you get a good amount of grease in there. So then once you get back to the diff part, you're going to take off these two pieces right here. Should just pop right off. There will be a bearing in there too that you do need, obviously. I can't get this one off. Don't really want to damage them, but any way to get them off is good, however you want to do it. Gosh, this side's being a real pain. Okay, so once both of those off, you have just the plain diff. Set that aside, throw it away, whatever you would like to do with it. And then you're going to grab wherever you put the new diff, right here in front of my face. Would you believe that? Going to go ahead, stick them back on, the new diff, those two back pieces you just took off. And you're going to just stick those bad boys right on. Make sure that the diff, when you put it in, is proper. So it should sit like this in the diff. Make sure you have it in the right way, otherwise it will mess up the gearing and make it kind of go opposite of what it should be. Let's see if I can't pull that back out so it can actually fit. And then it should just real nicely plop back in there. You want to get your axle shafts to get centered properly back in there. Okay, once you do that, grab your grease. Any kind should do. Just any RC grade should work fairly good. That's what I use. Just go ahead and get in there and grease that up a little bit. I need to get a new tube actually, because I got barely any coming out. Just enough to get it to... Yep, this tube's done. It's like trying to get the last bit out of a toothpaste thing. Ooh, yeah, that's not a whole lot of grease, but it should eventually mix and all be all nice and tidy. I also did put a lot on my pinion, ring gear, whatever it's called. Don't quote me. I'm not the brightest little bulb, but I'm bright enough to do the job. So, good enough. And go ahead and throw everything back together. Make sure you don't lose any screws. Make sure all screws go back where they belong. I did all of this just using my 2.0 Allen. This is just a dynamite tools kit that I have. I love it. Pretty cheap too. They work pretty good. So you need a cheap tool set. Dynamite is good. Their tool, they didn't make them all that great, but mine are starting to wear out. But it's okay, because it's when you know you need to just go buy a dang darn new one. Make sure that all the screws you put back in on your knuckle make sure they're tight enough so they don't want to slip out when you're crawling in a competition or just naturally crawling. But definitely don't want those to just fall out if you are doing a competition. Let me tell you, it's not fun. Make sure you put the diff back on properly too. So then everything is all nice, and make sure there's no clicking. Make sure you got everything lined up properly. Make sure everything's spinning properly. Just make sure everything is proper. You want to then... I'm doing it all different. Everybody, you guys at home can do it however you would like. But you want to shove your diff back in. And everything is nice. Put your diff back together. Honestly, I would put the diff... Uh-oh. This is not a step. Don't do what I just did. I just lost a crucial screw. But it's okay, because I found it. And then I dropped it again. Uh-ohs. Ah, fell right in my lap. What are you doing, Loke? Come down. Come on. Got my dog here with me. Sitting up on the bed of the trailer. He's being a good boy. All's well. So make sure when you tighten everything down that everything still spins nice and proper. As you can hear, everything's all good. Everything's all fine. We'll grab my phone real quick so I can plug it in. You might not be able to see as well, everybody, and I am very sorry for that. So, yeah, it's all pretty straightforward, honestly. If you look, diff, knuckle, all the good stuff. But just make sure everything's put back properly. You don't want nothing sitting loose or any sort of stuff that you might regret not doing. I made sure to grease my diff, so should be good. I'm gonna try to set my phone back up. Not this again, dude. There we go. All good. Sorry, I could have totally made this into a video, everybody, but I haven't done a live stream yet, and I thought I could probably, hopefully, draw in a couple new viewers or something, but did not seem to work, so it's all good, though. All a part of the journey. So, that's all you really need to do. Get this all back in, going good. Just take it apart. Next time I do blow diff, I will probably post an actual YouTube video on how to do it. For all the people that don't know how or anything at home, you guys will know how. Okay, so you want to get these flat screws. Not flat, but basically what I'm doing right now is just piecing my diff all back together, all back in place, all the goods. My phone is at 2%, everybody. I should be able to finish this in time. Just got to rush through it a little bit. Come on down, Loke. Want to go outside? Go outside. Everybody had to let the dog out real quick. Don't want homeboy struggling or nothing. Because if you don't like dogs and if you treat your dog badly, probably shouldn't have a dog. Pretty simple. But with that being said, the diff is now all put back together. No clicking, nothing's too tight. Everything is very nice and handy. Exactly how it should be. I'm going to put these screws on. Throw the bottom links back into their proper position. Grab them from the bottom of my magnetic tray that I have. I have all of my screws and stuff sitting in. Honestly, need to get another one because it's getting a little jam-packed full. Because everything that's in it is a bunch of baloney. Loki! Gotta make sure my dog doesn't stray too far. I don't want that now. But I think you guys get the point. I wanted to do a full live stream of me putting it together, or taking it apart and putting it together. My phone is at 1%, so unfortunately we will not be able to do that today. But I just want to thank everybody who decided to watch for a little bit for watching. This was Reckless RC. I hope you guys have a great day.